Hello and welcome to this video. I have been getting a lot of requests to start a series on SAP. So I thought I will start with the basics of SAP. So for that, we'll go a step back and see what is ERP, and then we'll see more of a SAP. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you won't miss any video in future. And if you want me to continue putting these kind of videos, please do subscribe because it will give us encouragement to keep going. So thank you for your time. In today's lecture, we'll be getting an overview of what is ERP and how SAP as an ERP fits into the system. So let's get started. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So what it means is every enterprise, small or big, they want to optimize their resources. They want to have the most out of their system and people as well, so they can increase their top line and bottom line. That is revenue as well as profit, because that is the end goal of any business, to increase the revenue and profit. And ERP is one tool which can really help any organization in increasing their revenue by optimizing their resources and planning it accordingly. For the history part, ERP first came into the picture in, you can say around 19th century, early 19th century. So today, ERP market has matured a lot, and there are so many small ERPs which are available, which are totally into the cloud. So there are a lot of SaaS companies. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. So what happens is you only use your browser. Everything is stored in cloud, that is their data center, and they will give you all the features of a ERP. The big players are still SAP and Oracle. So these two guys capture most of the ERP market in today's world. SAP is obviously number one because it has been doing continuous innovations. Now it also has cloud-based systems as well to its offering. So SAP is really going ahead with all the innovations which can help enterprise be agile, be scalable, and be innovative at the same time. So what happens with typical ERP is people want, in big companies, they want accountability. They want transparency. They want insights from their system, right? I want to know what is happening and I want to know it real time. So these all features are provided by SAP or any ERP system. How good any ERP system is, you can try and see how SAP is compared to Oracle, for example. But all the ERPs basically provides these four pillars to everyone, every organization. They want to understand everything in their system, hence it gives you accountability, transparency, because you can check in the system all the things, and there are a lot of checks and balances. It's not like a small organization which is running on a tally system or a Excel system where you can manipulate the data. There are a lot of checks and balances in ERP systems, typical enterprise level ERP system, where you can't modify the data at will. So there are a lot of checks and balances which makes it very transparent, and obviously you will get an insight if all of your data is there, all of your transactions are available in the same system, and it happens real time because it is available at your disposal. You can go into the system and check anytime. So what is ERP is, when you see a ERP, right? So I have a ERP system, and few modules or few departments are very common to all the ERP systems or any organization, I would say rather. So every organization has FI, they have material management, they have sales and distribution, they have HR, right? They are people, and they have CRM, that is customer relationship management. If you are manufacturing something, then you have plant maintenance, and a lot of these modules are available in ERP. This is a typical ERP system which maps to directly to the enterprise department. So you have FI department, you have MM department, you have SD department, you have HR department, you have CRM department, and similarly ERP also has all these modules into one system. So what is happening is your FI department is also using the same ERP, maybe in our case SAP, and your CRM is also using the same ERP. So all the data is connected here. All the modules are tightly integrated into the same system, which helps us in maintaining the checks and balances. So, for example, I can't raise a procurement request to any vendor without checking my balance if I can pay them or not, for example. So, what happens is a typical example I would say is when you order a HP laptop, for example, on Amazon site. So what I do is I raise a order, that is a sales order, to Amazon. Amazon, what it does is internally it checks whether it has the stock, right? If it has the stock, how soon they can deliver it. If they don't have the stock, they can raise a PO, purchase order, to their vendor, and they calculate the date, how soon they can deliver it to me, right? So in this case, Amazon will be checking the stock with inventory and calculating the delivery date to me. And if they don't have the stock, they will raise a purchase order with a vendor, and the system has all the calculations. Automatically it generates the PO. The system does it automatically, and it calculates how many days the vendor will require, or what is the pricing condition, what are the payment terms. Everything is decided, and it is accordingly the purchase order is raised to the vendor. And what vendor will do ultimately is it will probably check its stock, and if it is not there, it will probably manufacture it, the laptop, and then deliver it. So what will happen here is the whole system, this is my system, right, where I'm raising the purchase order and everything, sales order, and this is vendor system. And what happens here is systems also talk internally with each other. So we have a vendor system here, and we have my system here, right? So these system also talk, and if this is also SAP and this is also SAP, it's very easy to communicate between each other. And still, if it is not the same ERP, they can still talk between each other, and all these things can happen automatically. So what happens is, if you see, so it also checks for how much money it can raise a PO for. So the money part is also checked here in the system. So what is happening here is, this is the sales order part where customer is raising a request. Then here we are checking the inventory, that is the material management part, and then we are raising a PO, that is a procurement. And here again, for vendor, it is a sales order, and it is checking for its plant maintenance for manufacturing part, and accordingly it is producing a delivery of the goods. So what will happen is, if I have the stock, it will be delivered to customer. If it doesn't have, then it will get it from the vendor and deliver it to the customer. So if you see, we are covering here material management, we are covering here sales and distribution, we are covering here finance, we are covering here plant maintenance, and we are also obviously using CRM to cater to our customers. That is customer relationship management. That is nothing but your customer support. So these all things happens automatically, right? So few steps are manual, but most of the things happens automatically. System takes care of everything, and it also generates a debit or credit accordingly. It will credit the amount which customer paid, and it will debit the amount it is sending it to the vendor. So everything happens in the system, and that's why it gets very real time. As I said, you can see the system anytime, and you will get the real time picture of your company, how it is performing. You can check status of any order, you can check status of any purchase order, sales order, you can check your stock. So it brings all these four pillars which I have mentioned here, which is what every company wants, because they want to know what is happening in their system and how they can improve upon it. So we have a lot of modules here. We'll be going into details of, what kind of modules are there and what they do. We'll also see what kind of functional or technical, that is what kind of people are required to handle such kind of systems. So ERP systems are very large in nature normally, although SAP has, small systems for small companies. Generally, typically ERP systems are complex and they need a lot of consultants who can work on it. And you won't be able to understand everything. You can have an overview, but to become an expert you have to choose one of these module and go deeper into it. That's how SAP works, because it's an ocean and there are a lot of things which needs to be learned. So you can't learn everything. You have to choose one, and I will show you in next series of videos what are the different kind of modules which are available, which you can choose and decide where you want to go. So this was the basic, ERP overview and SAP overview. I would say it's a combination of both. And this document I will be saving and sending it to all the followers who are subscribing to it. Link is given into the description, so please check that, sign up to my email list, and I will be sending these documents to you, so you can keep it handy and you can try to, understand how things work and revise your notes. And do like this video, do share this video, do subscribe to our channel if you really liked this and if you want me to continue doing the same thing. So thank you for your time. I will see you in next video. Thank you.